Hello Benjamin.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, how are you? Nice to see you.
Yes, great. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to answer us today. It's the Between Line Ambassador Show, let's call it like this. We are very happy to present you to the community. For those who wouldn't know you, but the idea is that you present yourself, your work, say who you are, and that we go into a quick conversation into the theme that we have in common.
Yes, okay. So my name is Benjamin Boutin Spark, and I'm a traditional artist, actually. It's been almost 20 years that I paint on canvas. In the same time, I've always been interested, really passionate about technology. Actually, before painting, when I was 25, I launched a web agency. It was the rise of the internet, and I was always really crazy about this technology. So I've always been using them, but then I wanted to explore my creative side. That's why I decided to paint and dedicate my life to this. And then all of a sudden, what happened in 2020, thanks to the lockdown, of course, like many people, I had to stay home, and I really came into first cryptocurrency that I started to buy in 2017. It was Ethereum and Bitcoin. And then in 2020, I discovered NFTs. And that has been really crazy in my mind, because I understood right away that it will be the rise of digital art. That all of a sudden, having a digital property of something digital was really crazy and mind-blowing for artists, because digital art has never been really considered as a serious art practice. Like, for example, I'm preparing my paintings on Photoshop for 10 years now. So I am doing digital art for 10 years, but I didn't realize it had some value. And with NFTs, any digital art can have some value, because you can bring ownership and property to this file. So that's how I discovered that. And I spend, I would say, more than half of my time doing a podcast on NFTs. I'm doing training also, and I'm doing some coaching for people, and I'm doing keynotes on this technology. I'm really crazy about that. So now it's half creative, half business in my life.
Yeah, so because it became, and you say it very well, it's a new thing, relatively new thing that is brought on the table. Digital art has a real digital value, so it's still the beginning. And what you do now is, like, you are, of course, we are an artist forever. I think you will confirm it, and you are really into democratization through your different podcasts. So you animate ALYRA NFT. And NFT business also on a more like global side. What is the role of the artist, according to you, in the Web3 industry? Does the artist have to be an ambassador, an evangelist, to make digital art, more democratized?
Yes, I think you've got it. My creative side brings me to tell people that something's happening, something strong is happening. Actually, I believe that making art or making conferences or doing a video like we are doing right now, it's the same thing for me. It's a way to tell people that they should get into that, they should get interested in that. And when I paint or when I give a keynote on technology, it's the same thing. I'm giving something that I have deep inside. And what I have deep inside is an intuition, a very strong intuition, that our age, our society is going into a digital age, but a complete digital age. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that digital will take over physical reality. I'm really a strong believer that we will both have a physical life, which we have, of course, but we will have a duplicate life on the digital world. So we will have two lives together at the same time. So that's why I'm passionate about that, because I want to master technology. I don't want to be a slave of technology. And basically, if we don't be careful about that, technology will have too much importance, too much place in our lives. And for an artist, also, I try to tell people to develop their creativity. Creativity doesn't mean to draw something. Creativity means to see life differently, to see life with a different perspective. And that's why also we're going to talk about in between lines, but that's also your focus. Your focus is to make a bridge between physical life and digital creativity. So I'm a believer of that, and I think artists can tell this message to the society. The basic message first, to get into what is happening right now in terms of technology, like master the technology, understand it, so as to make it a friend and make it a serviteur. Like technology should bring you a service, and you should not be under the control of technology.
Tech is the new brush, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why it's very interesting what you say, because technology, it's true that we talk about art tech art. I mean, from French to English, it can be both sides. I never know which one, but still. And we hide ourselves behind. We never give the real importance, the real focus on what is concretely technology in art. I mean, it serves the whole creative process from the conception to the final production, whether digital or physical, because tech can be also physical tech. The case of between lines with 3D printing, for example, but it's also the tech for distribution. So the new medium of distribution of digital artwork with blockchain, for example. So what would be, according to you, Benjamin, with your years of experience in digital art? You say it's 10 years that you created your first work with Photoshop, and your 3 years in NFT space since COVID. What would be the main challenge for you, or the main advice, the main challenge that Web3 digital artist faces today when he wants to tackle blockchain?
I would say it's very easy. There's only one word: community. If you don't have a strong community in social networks or with emails or with physical community, if you don't have people following you, then you have no Web3 strategy. You have no you have no outcome in the Web3 space. You need a community. So I would say that nothing has changed since Instagram or Facebook. Actually, this is the digital age. This is your digital twin. You have to build up a community. First, you have to do it with social networks. And now you can do it also on marketplaces, NFT marketplace. You can do it thanks to NFTs. But I would say that first of all, you have to build your base. Exactly like the blockchain is the basis, the basic technology of NFTs, metaverse, crypto. You have to build your base of followers, of people who want to know more about you, of people who get interested in you. I think I tell to artists that people are not really interested in your art first. They are interested in yourself, in your philosophy of life, in your interests. So build a community, and then you can do NFTs, and then you can get into the metaverse, and then you can do so many things. It's crazy. The tools are all there, but you need people to follow you. And this is the biggest challenge, is to have people around you. So this would be my advice.
Okay, very clear. And what is the difference, or how do you separate? I don't know if you, with your former traditional artist status, and do you still do both? How do you reconcile the two communities? I mean, your traditional let's say not follower, but actually buyers or collectors community, and the actual community. Is there a merge? Do you see that could have you brought people from one to the other, or is it still separate communities?
It's interesting. It's a good question. I have a strong community of collectors, and I see that they are really scared about technology. These collectors, they're really into physical art. So they like sculptures, they like entering galleries, they like going to art shows, art fairs, and they basically they don't like technology, and they oppose every time the two. I had this with Instagram at first. They were always telling me, galleries were telling me, Instagram is useless. People don't watch art on their screen. They really believed that. 10 years ago, you would say, do you want to see art on a screen? They would say, no, are you crazy? Art should be seen in galleries and museums, full stop. So now they start to understand, but it's really a slow process. So I'm telling my community of collectors to get into digital art. It's very slow. Actually, I believe that when I see my other community, like the digital community, people who follow me on my podcast, NFT Business, people who follow me on my social networks, I mean, people who follow my digital expertise or my digital experiments, they are more keen to get into physical art. Actually, I see a lot of interest in digital artists, crypto artists, to go into physical art, museum art. They call me, they say, I'd like to get into history of art. What do you suggest, the kind of books I should read? Which galleries should I get into? Which artist, physical artist should I follow? And it's great. I say, you see, digital artists get into physical art, but not the other way around.
Not automatically.
It's not automatic. No, but because people in the physical world, they are afraid of technology. They don't understand it, and they are afraid of it, and they think that digital is going to swallow the physical world. I mean, like galleries, they're crazy when you tell them about NFTs. They say, I'm going to lose my job. People are not going to get into galleries anymore. Are you crazy? This is not possible. And I try to make them understand that it's a question of the two are going to live well together, but the two have to make bridges together.
And now the galleries start to say that some first galleries start to come to NFTs because they're artists. Actually, it's the will of their artists, so they start to follow them because it's the artists who take the galleries and of course into the world. That's very interesting what you say, Benjamin, because we have seen that with this full and crazy I call it a creative spring during the COVID and with the advent of NFTs. New artists are digital a lot, and it's true that the possibility to sell and to experience brought them to really get interested into real art, because digital art is just a kind of movement, and I would say a kind of tool and a kind of experience. We see now that we can experience art in different ways with metaverse, with physical technology. That's very interesting. And I think your position, Benjamin, is ideal to have this kind of conversation, because I noticed that you made, you talk about expertise and you corrected yourself and you said experiences, but I think the two are correct, because we can remind to our community that you are an artist first, but you are also passionate about blockchain, and you are a consultant, certified consultant in DeFi, right?
Yeah, because I've been following a training program from ALYRA, which is a blockchain school, and I followed especially the DeFi, Decentralized Finance courses, because it's strange, because I'm an artist and I'm really also interested in finance, and I wanted to understand the tokenomics, how cryptocurrency can interact with your real life, and how you can buy. Soon you will buy a house with your crypto. You will have a loan in crypto. You will buy cars in crypto. And I believe that people have to understand that, because it's a way to financial freedom, and it's a way to financial revenue also. And I believe that, usually school will never give you financial expertise. Basically, the government is telling you that you are not smart enough to understand finance and to understand politics. And this is false. People are smart enough to understand what's going on in central banks, to understand what is a currency, and to understand that finance should be for the people, by the people.
And tokenomics is very important for artists today, digital and NFT artists.
Well, I think it's about freedom. In my art, I talk about creative freedom, like you can create anything. even businesses. And financially, I'm into DeFi because I tell to people, thanks to crypto and blockchain, you can have financial freedom also.
Perfectly clear. If we have to conclude, Benjamin, I let you maybe say what is your next important date as an artist or as a podcaster.
I'm creating a training program myself.
Wow.
For everyone, especially about financial freedom. So, and I want to make them understand that I have creative freedom myself. I mean, I hope I have it. I work on it anyway. And I want to make a link between creative freedom and financial freedom. Because when you have the two, creative and finance, I mean, your life changes completely. And the way you see life. I'm not talking about making money, basically. I'm talking about changing your point of view on life, being the master of your own life, and not a slave.
Perfectly clear, and thanks a lot, Benjamin, for your words, your explanation, and your answers. It's very, very clear and very interesting. One word to finish. That's the game of the call. One word that we will remind.
Freedom.
That's it. Thank you, Benjamin, and talk to you soon, or either in digital or in a physical event.
Okay, merci.
Bye-bye.
Alex. Bye Alex. Bye.